What's up, mobile gamers? It's Johns or Gigs, back with another buff video for you guys. It's looking pretty interesting. We're gonna switch the second ult here real quick. I wanted to do Neon, but they are going to add 3v3 payload race back into the game, and I'm not sure if that's the 6th or 9th. I don't remember because I always, switch those numbers around. But we're going to go ahead and stick with Sindri because I'd rather do Neon in the 3v3 mode because I do want to see how good she is, because single target is going to be very much so a stronger asset to have when you're playing a healer. And when you're looking at somebody like Sindri who has like an area of effect healing, that's still decent. So not really too worried about that. So if you guys are unsure what buff she actually got a buff to being able to put her turret down and then pick it up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, our team's very, very bad. We have no tank. They have 2 tanks. So it's a wash already. Not even going to do... Can we switch our... We're going to switch our ult here just because our team's so bad. So now it takes a lot less time to pick it up. So you can see it's almost instantaneous actually. It says 1 second. And snipers and tanks are very good against us, and we're running a healer, another healer, a flanker, and 2 snipers. So we're definitely going to lose. It's going to be very quick. But this will allow me just to kind of talk about the scheduling of the next few videos. So I know you guys want the videos pertaining to the new skins, and we are going to get those out. We're going to kind of do them sporadically though, because I do have those buffs and nerfs that I wanted to kind of get in here, just because all these changes are really crazy. And with 3v3 payload race coming into the game, you're going to see a shift in meta heroes, especially healers, and all the healers got changed. So Neon's going to be better, Labula is going to be better. I would say all of the healers in general are going to be better, just because you can focus your healing a little bit more, which is nice. And there you go, there's no chance against 2 tanks and a Yaw rushing you 3-on-1. Very unfortunate. And we finally have a Jabali, but it is too little too late. There's no way for us to even stand a chance against this guy. Even just this fort could probably take us all on his own. We're going to try to use our ultimate and get some of this damage in. Like, there you go, the ult only killed 1 person. So it just shows like how bad some of these matchups are. But you're going to see a lot of heroes kind of get their spotlight. All of the dive flanks, dive tanks I mean, the flanking tanks, whatever you want to call it, right? All the vanguards that are not Jabali are going to see a lot more use. Jabali still will see more use, but I think that it's going to be a lot easier for you to find value with those tanks that can get that movement speed and really kind of show up out of the blue to take on people. It's going to be very, very good. We'll heal the O-Sauce here real quick. There we go. Maybe we can grab it. If we can get their O-Sauce. Nope. Yeah, so you don't want to get the drone destroyed. Make sure you pick it up. I couldn't really show it too much there, but basically the cooldown goes to 8 seconds. That's the game. The cooldown goes to 8 seconds when it gets destroyed, and you're basically screwed. So you always want to be watching your drone's health to pick it up and put it down really fast. And I think that's going to allow Sindri to kind of move around a little bit more, where before she couldn't. You have to drop the drone, and then if you do need to pick it up, you're kind of screwed for like 4 or 5 seconds, and you're in a bad spot. So I think being able to place our drone into different areas is going to be a lot better. I think anytime it takes damage, pick it up. Anytime you have a good spot to put it, or the enemy is focused on somebody else, that's when you should place it down and then get distance from it. Because you do want to make sure you use the drone to kind of trap people, and so you and the drone are both shooting the same target and stuff like that. Most people already know that, but it's going to be a lot better now, especially because of the buff that they gave to her, where she can like pick it up and put it down really fast. So hopefully we get. We want a tank. Even 0 Kelvin is going to be a lot better. We'll use this ult for now. Oh, they're running a Labula, man. I don't know why people want to run 2 healers. At least we do have a Vanguard though, which is nice. And before, Sindri used to be a damage dealer. Honestly, like, you could even argue before all her nerfs, she was probably one of the better damage dealers. I wish they would have reverted the nerfs that they've given her, because she just sucks now. Even with this buff, she's bad. I hate saying that because Sindri is like one of my favorite heroes in the game.
3, 2,
but
1,
in terms of her healing, it's bad. Especially, and we got the same map. This sucks. We got the same map as before. Her healing's bad compared to all the other damage dealers and healers. Like, literally everybody else has better healing than she does, even though like that's her main shtick. I actually did not mean to use that, but we do have the Labula with us. So watch that. 1 second, boom. So we can drop this right away, and we're gonna use this for the 0 Kelvin because I saw she was gonna grab that health. And it's very, very difficult to have a hero you like and they just get nerfed to the ground, especially one like Sindri, because she just is so fun and so unique. And then they're like, you know what, let's just have her suck and never do anything good for the team. It really is. Like, even though this is pubs, you still get that sense of, oh man, I need to switch healers because this healer's not doing enough. And so I'm glad they let her pick up the drone faster, but it's definitely not as good as before. She does have a, I think it's like 18, no, you know what, it's actually, I think it might have been more like 90-ish. So we're gonna actually drop the drone, get some health out. So her ability does now heal her just a little bit more. And then there you go, the drone is actually, she jumped off the map, nice. The drone is just not as good as it used to be, but you do have the small amount of health that you can get from her second active, which is nice. It really is nice. It's just not very much. Is that a Gatlin? It is, I heard the Gatlin. Yep, oh dude. And we don't have any flankers actually. For some reason I thought the Labula was switched over, but hopefully we can win this one. And like I said, the health is nice, the picking up the drone is nice. I just feel like they're saying they want support to be good, but all the buffs they're giving are just not really there. Like, even sneaking up on that Osas in the past, I actually probably would have got the Osas on my own, especially before all these nerfs.
I don't fear.
I would say honestly, it is difficult to play Sindri in a different way, just because she used to be so good, like probably top 5 heroes, and now it's rough out here. Let's see, and the Osas is literally, he's got our number. He is focusing us down. It's very unfortunate, but you can see you do have the ability to chase a little bit more. Unfortunately, they got some crazy combos with the Gatlin. Heal up the 0 Kelvin real quick. So I would say she's a very much so an assist character now, even more so just because the drone, you need to be picking it up constantly, switching between it. We've got the health that we're giving everybody, the shields. So I think overall, it's a decent buff, right? You look at Sindri and you're like, okay, that's kind of nice, but I don't think it's enough. And I know Neon got nerfed. I haven't played her yet, so no idea how good she is. We still got, yeah, 12,000. That's really, really good considering we chased the OSAS for half the match. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. It's not enough. I think they need to revert all her nerfs, except for maybe the first one where they nerfed her drone a little bit and then her damage a little bit. But the drone's worthless. Even though you can pick it up and put it down, the only thing you get from it is that personal shield, which is like, yeah, that's nice, but the drone doesn't do much. So the only thing you really have it for is you set it up and you can heal from far away, right? So that's good. But if you're really looking at it, how can you change that? I think that they should make the drone spawn on a teammate, right? So Neon, if you guys have played Neon, if you haven't, I can't believe you haven't, but if you haven't for some reason, Neon can teleport, right? If they just took that same mechanic, literally same button, same coding, everything, and instead of Neon, it's the drone, and the drone spawns on a teammate, you're good. That's the perfect buff, because the problem is the drone doesn't do enough, and in order to set it down, you have to go up there anyway. So let's say there's a Gatlin who needs healing. I have to go up there to get to her, so there's no point in putting down the drone. There are only a few scenarios where that actually will help you, where you have two different healing fields, and one is you put the drone by the sniper or in a high, hard to reach spot, and then you're good. You can kind of heal from there, and then you would heal whoever's by the drone while the drone is firing from afar while you're in the fight. So then that is decent, right? But think about it, especially with all these sniper heroes, all these heroes with shields, the drone does no damage, and it only takes like, what, I think 2 OSAS shots to break it, maybe like 1.5 technically if you actually look at the damage numbers. So the drone's super easy to kill. It does absolutely no damage. The healing on the drone is subpar, especially compared to other healers. So they have literally taken Sindri and just gotten rid of everything that she is good at. And then they're like, oh, we're buffing support. It's like, not really. Like, you buffed Iris, which was nice. That's kind of it. Labula didn't need a buff. Neon didn't need a buff. You need to take a look at these heroes, right? And you go to support class. Neon is still crazy, pretty sure anyway. Chemist is kind of subpar. I'd say she's definitely better than Sindri. Labula didn't need the buff. So Sindri's struggling, Chemist is struggling, and maybe the Iris buff is good. I haven't even played her. But all they really did, they changed her health ratio, which isn't even technically a buff. It just like makes it so she can regen her health a little bit better. So overall, I think that a lot of these heroes need changes. You look at Chemist, she's not very good because she doesn't do a ton of damage, which is the main reason for her passive. All the passives are pretty meh, especially Iris. Like, Iris's passive is garbage. If you look at her passive, med sampling, right? You get a little heal pack, right? One of the small ones. You know, but that's not really worth it because you have to be in the thick of it, and that's not where she wants to be. And even if you are in the thick of it, it's not that much health, especially with the tank and sniper meta. I think if the packs would drop an overshield, so like the healing would overheal you. So if you've already got full health and you pick it up, it gives you an extra 1400 health instead of just healing your base health. I think that would be really good. A lot of these healers are struggling. They're falling short in the areas that they need to be at. And Sindri's the worst one. She's the worst healer. She needs the most buffs. And I just wonder why they just nerf everybody that the community starts to like and play. Some of them, I'll grant you, are warranted, like Lacia, that she needed a nerf. That's definitely what she needed. She didn't need a buff or anything like that, but if you're looking at like somebody like Sindri or Iris, those heroes need buffed for sure. Especially with a meta that revolves around high health tanks with shields and lots of snipers that can one-shot everybody else. So unless you're playing a tank, you're going to get one-shot by a majority of the heroes that people pick. So overall, I think it really exposes a weakness in the buffing and nerfing of heroes. They're not really doing a very good job. The buffs and nerfs are not very direct. It's like they're scared. It's like they're scared. Really, it is. They're scared to make one of these heroes good. And they're scared to change the meta. You know, if you really want the meta to change, nerf Osas to the ground. And then no one will play him. And then you have a different meta that approaches. You know what I mean? So, on one hand, I'm glad that they don't do that because I don't enjoy that. But on the other hand, they're not doing enough for these buffs and nerfs to be worthwhile. Now, maybe Ruby will be insane and I'll be like, oh, what a great buff. But overall, I think that their approach is just not where it needs to be. It should be in the middle, or it shouldn't be in the middle. Excuse me. They should either not change the heroes that much to where a buff and a nerf doesn't matter, or they do insane buffs and nerfs so that they shake up the meta every time they release patch notes. Sorry for this turning into a rant. It's just, it sucks seeing healers just get small buffs and nerfs that don't really matter, and then the other heroes that are really strong are the ones that get attention, but not in a way that matters. They just fall short on that, in my opinion. So, wanted to be honest with you guys and give you my thoughts and stuff. That's why I didn't really care about losing those matches or doing good with Sindri, because it's more of a conversational video. So, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I know I gave you guys a lot to think about, but we will see you in the next one for a skin showcase.